Alright guys, I'm going to make a video. I had contemplated on doing this pre-made, or I could just record it via Ecamm Live and then just maybe edit the beginning and end and do something like that later. Possibly. But I'm just going to go ahead and do a live stream to make it easier on myself, and I'm lazy and I don't want to edit this after the fact. So what I'm going to do is build a new preset and incorporate the new Switchlink option that was included in the Toastmaster Pro update as of the 14th. And today's the 15th. So it was yesterday. My days just run together. So if y'all have any suggestions, please let me know. If you have any comments or just general banter, leave them in the chat box over here. And I'll turn my head every once in a while and check the comments and whatnot. But otherwise, I'm just going to get to work. And I kind of already did a preset earlier today when I came home from work, just to kind of work through some bugs and some mental gymnastics. I think I got things figured out pretty well, and we're just going to go from there. I am using the Kiesel Retro Solo. This has mahogany back, roasted maple neck and fretboard, and a maple top with a gold top finish. So it's kind of like a cross between a Les Paul and a Telecaster as far as the wood specs and overall finish goes. I'm going to try not to hit this little stand here. So, all right, first thing we're going to do is we can easily add or tap on this block here, or we can just say add block. And we'll do that. I'm going to go ahead and just bring in my tried and true, not stomp box. We're going to do an amp head. And I really just prefer the Blues Junior because of that fat switch in there and the EQ and master volume, pre-volume, all that stuff. It's just a good all-around tone that I thoroughly enjoy. So I'm not going to think too hard about that. And then add another block. And we're going to put in my own Dr. McFarland IR. Yes, I do have volume. And I usually go with the either a greenback, or I can go with a vintage 30 as well. But let's just do a greenback 57 down 50% with the 121 still at 100%. And if you have questions about what my Dr. McFarland IR pack is, I've gone over that in multiple other videos. And there is a link in the description of all my videos, including this one that I'll update when I'm done streaming, that you can utilize. I think it's through Sonic DNA, and there is a sale going on right now. So if you want to get some really good, straightforward, great sounding IRs for really any mauler, anything that takes a WAV file, you'll be good to go. Okay, so we have an amp and a virtual cab. Okay, so that sounds good. Here's the neck pickup. Okay, going back to bridge. Now, I could add all kinds of overdrive pedals and delays and all kinds of stuff. I know I want, and there might be a situation where you just take a pencil and a piece of paper and write down what you want out of a preset. Because essentially what the Switchlink functionality allows you to do is you can hit one switch when you're in foot switch mode. You can hit one switch, and that can turn on or off and also change parameters of any of the pedals or the amp that you want. And then you can hit another switch, and everything that was on before can now essentially toggle on and off. But let's say you wanted a pedal that was on during switch A, or the first switch. You can leave that on during switch B. You just have to tell it what you want. So essentially you're creating different combinations, up to 8 different combinations of, or really 9, as Doug the Doug guy on YouTube said, because if you had everything off, that is your first initial state. Maybe it's just an amp and a cab and a reverb, or whatever that is, and then hitting switch 1 down here is your second state, third state, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, and ninth. So technically 9 different scenes within one preset. And then if we go back to our preset view, you can switch to another preset and then continue on having 8 more scenes or 9 more scenes and so on. So we just have a very basic amp and cab. I'm going to hit the block and go to effects. And I really honestly love all the drives in here. I mean, they all sound really good in their own right. More than likely, for what I'm going to do with this amp, because the amp does have a fat switch, so I'm either going to go with the green box or I can do the Nashville overdrive. And let's do the Nashville overdrive for now. This will be good. And then we'll also bring in a compressor. So dynamics and EQ. We're going to do the studio compressor. Yeah, that's fine. Anything else I would want before the amp? I'm not sure. Just for fun, let's bring in some modulation, and we'll do a simple phase 90, because that's cool. Now, after the amplifier, we're going to add in a slew of other stuff. We'll do modulation. We'll add in the Boss tremolo. Classic tremolo, right? Effects. We'll do delay first. Now, I found hours before I'm doing this now, if I had the tape echo selected, usually with tape style delays, once you change the parameter, you actually hear the little the little tape changing speed and all that. And that's not really my bag. I mean, it's fine. You could do a studio delay if you wanted it to be really simple. The ping pong delay is really good. You also have a digital delay as well. So let's try the digital delay. Digital delay. And we can have that on for certain scenes. Or, I mean, Fender's not really even technically calling them scenes. Maybe, I don't know. I have to go look at the release notes. But everybody else that has a Helix or a Fractal or any other device, we all know that when you make a preset or a rig, you can have either a thing called scenes or snapshots, and that allows you to create different combinations of effects within a preset. So what was I adding just now? I'm adding effects. I'm adding delay. Let's do the ping pong delay. All right, so we're getting really crazy here. Now for reverb, I know I want a cloud verb, but I'm gonna put a large room reverb in there first, and then you can. I mean, ToneMaster Pro is kind of crazy because you can just add all kinds of cool stuff in here. I like the cloud reverb just for a good overall general purpose ambient type thing. And I know I like the shimmer verb, but the nebula is also really nice as well. I think between all these, that's going to sound good. I'm going to add a block. I'm going to put it before the delay, and I'm going to make sure that my swell sound is in there somewhere. So we have a auto swell delay. There is an actual auto swell dynamics thing, but we're just going to do that. So this is the issue that I came across earlier, and let me go ahead and save this. We're going to clear it. We're going to say We're going to call it Switchlink. Switchlink. Like so. And save. All right. So far, we're having a lot of fun, but everything is literally on, which is fine, unless you remember to actually go back as you're adding things and bypass them. One functionality thing that I really would prefer, but obviously it wasn't in this update, was to be able to, every area of the switch or the pedal or block, whatever you want to call it, there's the knob portion, and then there's the actual portion where you put your foot on it, like you would be pushing it on and off live, right? So I would prefer if I could just tap on the pedal in that area, kind of like what I'm doing now. You can kind of see that. Hey guys, welcome to the live stream. We're just gonna have some fun tonight. But see how I'm pushing on that portion of the pedal, right? I can't do it up here. I can only do it down there. Now, if I could do that on this part without actually, like if I touch the top half, it brought up the parameters across the switches. But if I touch the bottom half, that would actually just turn on and off the pedal, and that would be so much faster. But otherwise, I have to go here, turn it on. Maybe I can just do this, then swipe, bypass, swipe. I'm going to leave that room on, turn the cloud off. I'm going to turn all this off. Okay, same here. Go to the phaser, turn that off. So that kind of workflow is not horrible. It's not too bad. I mean, you just got to get used to all this stuff, but it's not something that I'm used to. So, all right. Okay, so there's my nice room reverb. Let's dial that in a little bit more. Definitely turn down the pre-delay. Let's turn up the diffusion. There's the room size. Maybe no diffusion. And then turn down the mix a bit. Maybe turn up the pre-delay by like 20. Okay. I always do that. If you're a South Park fan, then you know what that is. I've never been a fan of South Park. I've never gone out of my way to just sit and watch it. But I had a lot of friends that watched it, so they would quote it all the time. I'm like, guys, yeah, okay, get a life. But all right, so really, this state right here, this could be my first initial state with nothing on, right? I could even go one better. I could say, okay, I want to turn on the studio compressor. Could really squash the signal by bringing down the threshold, bringing down the horse, if you're a Wallflowers fan. Okay, so that's reducing the gain or the overall dynamics pretty well. Okay, I'm okay with that. So now we have an amp, cab, basic reverb, and a studio compressor. Okay, there's my blank first state of this preset here. Now, I have not written this down, but essentially I'm going to go clean, rhythm, lead, some kind of swell, ambient, something. Do like a little tremolo here. Probably right above the swell, I'm going to have still an ambient patch, but no swell. So that way I can kind of have a... now I'm getting dings on my phone. Ring-a-ding-ding. So So I can have a swell, an ambient. Then I have 2 blocks here I can keep open for, I don't know, stuff, whatever I want, right? All right, so first what we have to do is go into foot switch assign, tap on the plus right there. I'm just checking comments here. Okay, we're good. And honestly, if the first state is my clean sound, then technically this could be a rhythm. Nah, I'm just gonna go ahead and call this clean. So I want that on. I want my hall reverb on, and that's gonna be about it. Okay. So now my block says multi because I've assigned multiple things to that switch. But I'm gonna have this be blue. And you can see that the active color is dim. I could have it be something else. I could have it be a totally different color, but I'm just going to go ahead and dim it. I think that is one of the new features, by the way. I'm going to do a custom label. We're going to call this clean, like so. And then scroll up a little bit. We have the Switchlink right here. So if I want that, I can either have it off or I can have it assigned to Switchlink A, B, C, or D. So essentially that gives you different categories to kind of group things in. But more than likely, when I go to my switch 2, I want my first switch to turn off in whatever state that was. So pretty much all these are going to be in switch A. I may take a nap at some point and realize, hey, I can use switches, switch state B, C, and D for this really cool thing. But as of right now, we're just going to stick with everything in Switchlink A kind of deal. Okay. So you can see that the switch stays dim even though I turn it off. All right. So if I go back, so essentially if I wanted just a dry amplifier with nothing else on, I could do that. So nothing on, just dry amp, and then clean adds in the compression. Now, I could go one step farther and say, I'm going to change my mind on that. I'm actually going to what am I doing here? I'm going to turn that off. Okay, so check this out. Okay, so the reverb is going to stay on, but it's the compressor that's going to turn on and off if I hit clean. Okay. So not huge difference, but it's there for when I want it. Okay. Now, what's going to be cool here is on switch 2, I'm actually going to have the same sound, but I'm going to do a parameter change on this amp. And I'm going to have the fat switch be select activated value is going to be on. Select inactive value is going to be off. Okay. And let's see, switch link is going to be A. Let's just see what happens here. So I'm on clean right now. And we can see that the switch is off. Okay. If I go over to my second option, hold on. If I go here, okay, the fat switch is on now. So a little bit cleaner, a little bit less volume. Okay. It works for me. It's pretty good. Now, the third switch is going to be Actually, for this switch right here, we're gonna do something a little bit different. So we've changed the parameter, but we're gonna add another plus. We're gonna do on and off. We're gonna turn on this delay here. And we're also gonna give it a custom label. We're gonna call this rhythm. Now, a long time ago, I had a Boss ES8, and I literally had a notepad and a pencil or pen, and I would just write down all the different needs and wants that I wanted to create out of that preset. And it was a lot. I mean, you have to really keep track of everything you're doing. And then once you do this process a few times, you kind of get the muscle memory down. It's not too hard. But yeah. So clean has my studio on. Now something weird is happening right now. I want my rhythm to be on here, or my delay to be on. So I'm going to save that. Okay. I think that's working now. And my fat switch is on there. When I go back, my fat switch is off. Okay. I could turn the volume up a little bit. I could probably turn the master up a little bit, get a little more juice. All right, now for this digital delay, I want it to be very low in the mix, very low feedback, almost like a slapback kind of sound. Do like a 16th note. Or I could go the opposite. I say I want it to be a dotted eighth, but very low in the mix, very low feedback. Okay, not too bad. Maybe a little bit more feedback. Okay. That's fine. It's just going to be something that I can play some rhythm to. Or I could do this. See, this is why you need to write stuff down. I'm going to get rid of that one. This is going to be just a dry rhythm sound. Okay. So I'm going to bypass that delay. Okay. Now, go here, and we're going to do on that delay. And we're also going to turn on a parameter change. Make sure the fat switch is on, off. And my switch state is going to be link A. Go back. My custom label is going to be RHYDLY. And we're going to save it. Okay. Okay. Let's go ahead and do a lead sound now. And it's going to be on off. I'm going to choose my Nashville Dirt. And let's do the delay as well. Leave that on. I need to go and name it LD for lead. Do the Switchlink is going to be A. Okay. be on, folks. Alright, so let's get the right amount of dirt. This is more of like a Nashville lead kind of sound. It's not going to be hard rock or metal by any means, but... So I'm just listening for dirt and overall level and tonality. Okay. Let's say, for example, that I also want to adjust the volume of my delay. So I'm going to go here. We're going to go mix. So the active value is going to be, let's make it a little bit higher. Okay. My inactive value is going to be 13. Confirm that. I also want to make sure that my fat switch is on. So go to fat, active, inactive. Bada bing, bada boom. Okay. So now. Yeah. All right, cool. Now we have a slight issue here with our colors. So we got blue for clean. Let's change the rhythm colors real fast. So go down, active color. Let's make the rhythm cyan, I guess. And then this one is going to be, we'll make this one we'll make it yellow. How about that? All right, so we got clean rhythm just by turning on the fat switch. Rhythm with delay. And then lead. And that also has the fat switch on the amp. All right, now we can go here, click on this one, and this is going to be a simple on-off. So we're going to have the studio and the tremolo on, a little bit of delay. Something like that. Confirm. This color is going to be, let's do orange. Switchlink is going to be A. And my name is going to be clean trim. Like that. Save all this. Okay. So now, here is my, why does it do that? Okay. Sometimes the pedal state, on-off state, is not in the correct option that you want, so you gotta go and just do it. Okay, so I'm turning those off like that. So we can go clean, clean with trim. Okay, rhythm. Okay, delay, rhythm delay. All right. Check the comments here. Aaron Short's in the house. Was this update disappointing? To some people it was, and some people it's perfectly fine. I'm fine with the update. The addition of the Switchlink option is very cool. You can see it's taking me about 30 minutes just to get to this far. If I was on a head rush or even a helix, I could probably do this a lot faster. Though the head rush is a little, it's not difficult, but is very similar in nature, where you have to go in to the scene option, and then you literally have to choose on or off for each pedal that you want in that scene. It's just kind of, it's a long process, so it is what it is. Go to fit switch assign. Let's go. We can move these around. By the way, we can just go like that, if we wanted to, but we're not. We're gonna fill up all the switches, and then we can move things around if we want. So this is gonna be on and off. We'll go ahead and do a really ambient sound here, like so. And let's see what color we want this. We'll make it purple again. We'll do a switch link as switch A. Custom label is going to be A and B for ambient. And this is essentially a preset that I can use like right away at church or something like that. So, okay, so what's going on here? I turn this on, and you can see the pedals are like in different states. So I need to go to my ping pong, make sure that's on, which it is. The cloud needs to be on. The nebula definitely needs to be on. All right, so now let's adjust some sounds here. We got pitch decay, mod, high cut, low cut, spillover is on, so that's good. You always want spillover to be on, so that way when you go to a different sound, all that delay and reverb, whatever it is, spills over. I'm gonna turn the mix down on all this. Like so. We'll turn that down a little bit. Okay, we'll save it. So let's go to tremolo, for instance. Now at this point, it'd be really cool to just copy and paste that setting onto another switch, which I thought you could do before, but maybe not. No, I don't think you could, but let me go to swell, turn on all this stuff, make sure my studio compressor's on, and confirm. Also going to make sure that my my fat switch is on the amplifier. So on, off. Latching is going to be switch A. Custom label. This is going to be my swell. because it's so swell. Okay, now. So now you can see that when I go back to my ambient, the swell actually turned on, which is dumb because I didn't tell it to do that. But maybe I did, I don't know. Turn that back on. Okay, bring the mix down. Let's make the swell about 1200 milliseconds. Maybe a little bit slower. What key am I playing in anyway? Goes my tap divisions again. Okay. Let's check all this again. So. Oh, what do I want? I actually want that to be off, and I want this one to be on. Let's see if that stays true. No, it don't. Okay. Let's change that up a little bit. That block delay is going to be on. That's true. But this lead... Okay, I see what I did. I have the parameter being changed. Let's just do this. Let's turn that off and turn that on. Confirm. Okay. Rhythm, ping pong. Okay. Let's do one more winning combination here. Let's actually swap these, and that's cool how that did that. All right, so we're going to go on and off. We are going to... Okay, we're going to turn on the Nashville drive. We're going to turn on the phaser. We're going to make sure the ping pong, the cloud, ping pong in the cloud, that should be pretty good. We'll have to experiment a little bit. And this one's going to be called LD ambient. Now it's interesting, even though the letters are lowercase, it's automatically putting everything in uppercase, which is fine. I don't care. Okay. Save. So now my goal is this. I want to... You can see that my Nashville drive is not on. What the crap? crap? What the crap? And then this needs to be on. But we're going to have the speed super slow. It's interesting, all right. I mean, really, the phase sound is not something I really use a lot. I mean, I'll leave it in there just for fun, but so now it's coming in on that. Come on, don't be dumb. Let's bypass that one. All right, I see what's happening. We're just gonna go in here to our lead sound. We're gonna do block multi. We're gonna. How's this working? The block is multi. I'm gonna turn off that phaser there. Switch A. See, this is not something I can really do in like a 10-minute video. There's so many details to work out as you're building your preset. Then I feel like after every change, you have to check your work to make sure everything's doing what you want. All right, I really feel that whenever I use tremolo, it's always in a church context, or at least in this case. So let's go to multi here, and let's actually turn on that cloud reverb, like so. We'll save it. Okay, so let's go back. Of course, it didn't turn on. Okay, now it's staying on. It's good. Let's adjust this cloud reverb here a bit. We've got pretty long decay. Let's dampen the lows, dampen the highs a bit. Turn the mix up. Yeah, interesting. Whoa. We got depth. Ooh. Okay. Now, is this something I can use for recording, playing at church, going to a blues jam? Yeah, probably so. Now, this reverb needs to be on. Come on now. Just checking all the stuff. Whoa. Turn that mix down a bit. Clean trim. Nebula sounds cool. Let's bring the pitch decay up a little bit. Bring the mix up a little bit. Okay, that's all well and good. Now, I'm going to select next empty preset. Actually, what do I want to do here? Select next empty preset. Okay, it's doing it. Switchlink. We'll just call it 2. All right, now we're gonna redo a little bit of this. We're not gonna have the phase in there, but I am gonna add. Let's add one of these other amp heads. Why can't you add in the Brit 800? It's just dumb. Okay. You can't do any of the stealth thing? Wow. I was really hoping to have 2 amp heads in here of my choosing. Crap. Okay, let me think about this. Because I have all this stuff over here, which is fine. It may be best in the future to go ahead and add the amps that you want for sure. And then you can always go back and add in stuff. Like if you're limited on which reverb you can choose, I mean, that's not the worst in the world. But I really was wanting to do some of the stealthy things, but keep the general consensus here. All right, let's just do this. Let's get rid of the cloud, get rid of the nebula. And let's see if I can now add in anything I want. And yes, I can. So let's really try out this Brit 800. Shoot. I'm going to replace. This needs to be an amp head. Brit 800. All right, now. What we're going to do is this. We're going to go to our lead channel. And we're going to go to multi. We're going to turn that on. Maybe turn that off. So forth. Okay, let's go ahead and save that. And then for my rhythm, see how my Fender turned on. All right, how do I turn that off? I'm going to go... I'm going to bypass it there. See if that does the trick. Nope. I got to do that thing. Okay. Things you got to work through. All right. I'm going to assign both of those. All right, now I can bypass that, save it, go back to here. Now I'm toggling back and forth between my 2 amps. Okay, great. Go to rhythm, go to clean. I don't want that on. Maybe I do want that one on though. Okay. Let's dial in this amp here. We have gain. We have master volume. We can crank that up pretty high. Treble, turn the bass down, the mids, the presence. Make sure the amp is up. All right, that's working. Let's just make sure that the levels are matched pretty well. Turn down that level. Check the comments here. Terrell Jackson's in the house. What's up? Thanks for stopping by, Francis. You may have to change the routing. No, I don't have to change the routing. I can just tell it which one is on and off. Yeah, I don't really care. It's like, so for example, this kind of stuff. This is all well and good. I mean, this is fine, right? If they want to do some pre-fixing before they start adding tons of other amps and stuff, this is a video I hadn't made yet, but I'll go ahead and spell out my feelings on this. My feelings is at this point in owning all the different modeling units, Helix, Fractal, Kemper, ToneMaster Pro. I had a Quad Cortex, but I sold it. I had two FM9s. I sold both of those. Now I have an FM3 and an XFX3. I'm an idiot. I mean, I just don't know what I'm doing. But what else do I have? I have two headrush units. I've had all the headrush units over the years. At this point, there's really no amp or pedal or effect you can really add that would like get me excited. I mean, I can get great sounds out of any of these amps, any of these pedals. What I'm looking for these days is more about functionality and how you interact with the unit and really cool ways to switch things and, you know, build presets faster, build scenes faster, stuff like that. I mean, yeah, if you want to add more high gain amps, I mean, my goodness. I mean, just look at the amp options we have. We have the Jubilees, the Brit 800s, the Plexis, a Friedman. If a Friedman isn't a high gain amp, I don't know what world you're living in. The EVH Stealth stuff, those are high gain amps. The Marksman Channel 2, high gain. Double Rec is a high gain amp. The Uber is a high gain amp. I just don't know what more you want out of an amp out of your amp selections. You know, when people look at the list of amps on the ToneMaster Pro, it's like, oh, it's limited in amplifiers. That's probably a good thing, because once you start building presets, you're going to find really fast on any unit that a clean sound sounds like a clean sound, and a slightly overdriven sound sounds slightly overdriven pretty much on any modeler. A high gain sound you can get from all kinds of different amps, even just if you had a handful of high gain amplifiers. You can get a great lead sound out of any of them. Just kick in a tube screamer before the amp, tighten up the bass a little bit, push a little mid-range, and you have all the sounds you'd ever want. So that's why I'm kind of sticking with, I mean, I just pulled in the 800 just because it's been updated. I'm going to try it out. And then I've didn't really mess with it before, but this actually might be a new amplifier. I don't remember, but that works for me. Let's change the name of that. I thought I did change the name, but lead DLY for lead delay. And something I would probably do, since I'm not really utilizing the this thing, let's go ahead and do this. Let's turn the drive down, level up, and let's just see what happens if we kick this in. Maybe turn the level down. Okay, that works for that. Now let's go into our, actually, what am I doing here? Let's check it. Check it before you wreck it. Boom, boom. Why is that on now? It shouldn't be on at all. This is really dumb. Okay. All right, let's do this. Go there. We can go multi. Turn that on. Confirm. Yes, sir. We can go here. Multi. That's already on. Gonna confirm that. Okay. What the crap? That pedal's turning on and it's really making me mad. Golly, should not be this hard. Okay, clean. That. Why did it go to that amp? Golly, this is so stupid. Okay. Fender. Fender's my new F word, by the way. That's what I'm just going to start doing. Why is it going there? Gosh, okay. This is not that great. Okay, here's my clean. Right? This should be on the blue. This should be on the Fender amp right now. I'm going to bypass this. Go over here. Turn that on. Save it. Okay. There's that. There's that. There's that. There's that. That's correct. That's correct. That's correct. All right. Golly, this is so stupid. All right. Clean. Rhythm. Now I am going to go in and adjust that. I need to turn on that thing. No, I don't want to select a parameter. I want to go here, turn it on and off. Turn that on. Okay. Clean. Why is it doing that? Golly. Okay. Rhythm. I want it to be on. Let's see what happens if I just turn it on from there. gosh. I'm going to throw this thing out the window. Turn on. All right, so what I think is happening is because this is in Switchlink mode, if I have it on for one preset, then it automatically turns off for the next one. So what I'm going to have to do is go into each one, go to, go here, make sure that is on. Go here. That should be on. Go here. That should be on. All right, please, just turn on, will you? It's in the wrong state. So if this is off, everything should be off except for the reverb. When that's on, the studio compressor should turn on. The rhythm should be on now with the compressor. Rhythm delay should be on with the compressor and the delay, but the fat switch is also on. The lead delay is now with the British amp and a little bit of that's on now. All right, now my ambient stuff, this is not going to work because I don't have... okay, let's add some blocks back in here. Let's go here, effects, reverb. Let's see what we have as an option. Let's do the celestial verb for this one. Let's just add that one, I think. I'm just going to keep it real simple. Gotta keep it simple. It's down to this. Okay. What's going to happen is this. We're going to go to swell, multi. The celestial is going to be on. Under ambient, block is multi, celestial is going to be on. And then lead ambient, multi, celestial is going to be on. That one's going to be on. And so forth. All right, please work. Swell. Swell. Block. All that should be on right now. Save it. Turn that on. Ambient. Swell. That's fine. That's fine. And that's fine. All right, we're going to save it. Checking comments. Assign both amps to the same foot switch and have one bypass. They'll talk. Yeah, I know, but I'm trying to work around this whole Switchlink crap. So. Because now with Switchlink, it's like if I wanted to hit that again, I could technically make it to where it switches over there, which is fine. And that does switch between the two different amps now. But now, since that pedal's on, if I do that, it's going to turn the pedal off. It turns off also these three pedals. So I could technically maybe set it up to where I can toggle on and off just just the amp, but leave everything else on? Maybe. Or at least leave the wet effects on. But that's not doing it. So, but essentially that's what the ambient thing is. See, there's my Fender amp compressor, that. So I don't really need to toggle anything from this one switch. Just this, I have everything separate on a separate switch. Right? I have 8 different options. Nothing is repeated. Just slight variations of each one. And how long did that take me? It took me an hour. Golly. There's something about when the pedal is on, then you go to a different thing, then the pedal turns off, but it should have been on. It's just really dumb, I think. All right, who's all watching? We got 8 people watching with 8 thumbs up. Thanks, guys, for that thumbs up. So now I'm technically done after an hour. So if you want to ask any questions, you are more than welcome. I got a lot of red going on here, so maybe I'll change that. Maybe I won't. Maybe I won't. Let's just say, for example, if I go to this rhythm and I want my active one to be yellow. So I got my rhythms yellow, my leads are red, and my ambient stuff is more of the purple nature. Purple. But my clean is going to be blue. Okay. Yay. Wow, that's cool. All right, I'm actually going to switch guitars real fast. Let me do that. Let me do it. Wah, wah. No, I got the 7-string going on here. Yeah, so this is the Kiesel 7-string A2 model. It does have a dual, has an input jack on the back, also on the side. Why? That's just how it turned out, but a little dusty. I need to clean it off. Let's check out some of this lead stuff. Okay, let's go to the IR. Let's do the low cut at about 100. And the high cut, let's do about 6. Now they have added the level parameter within the IR block. So you could make this super loud, but if you tap on the mixer, I use the USB 1 and 2 to see how loud I am. Okay, so that low end is adding a lot of something there. Let's go to user 1, user 2, user 3, user 4. See what I've done in the past. I've taken out all 31 hertz. 62 is a little bit lower. What's going on here? No need to take out 16K like that for sure. We'll bring all this back up. Fine adjustments. Let's save that to user 1 because we can. And yeah. So all that's staying within the green to yellow area right there. Now, if I was in like prog rock or like straight up metal band or something where I needed a little bit more chorusy effect on the clean sounds, I mean, you can totally do that. For this purpose, this is my general, this is going to be my all general church preset, essentially. And it has all 8 sounds I really use every week. So I have, my clean, rhythm, which is slightly bumped up. Then my rhythm with delay. Right, my lead delay. My lead ambient. Okay, clean ambient sound. Okay, goes my swell sound. And my tremolo sound. go check that. Let's check the celestial. See what's going on here. We have pretty long decay. Pitch decay is pretty long. Let's turn that down. It's a little bit better. I don't want the decay to spill out so far that it kind of interrupts like a good clean sound. Alright, the clean does not have the reverb on, and it totally should. Let's just go adjust that. Alright. Going back, going back. Are you seeing this? Are you seeing this? That reverb should be on the clean sound. Why aren't you on the clean sound? Why? Okay. Foot switch assign. I'm not going to get mad. On off studio comp. That's got to be on. So that's got to be set to multi. That's set to multi. That's good. This one is set to multi. That needs to be on. This one is set to multi. That's currently on. That needs to be set to multi. That needs to be on. Oh, man. Yes. All right, come on. I just need you to work, man. Just work. That. All right, that reverb should be on all the time now. And the fact, gosh, I'm going to throw it out the window. Multi. I want that on, okay? Turn on for me, please. I'm now talking to my device like it can hear me. Just work, okay? Come on. That. Okay. Why does life have to be so hard? All right, now this might be fun. We might do this. Let's go to rhythm delay. And let's actually turn on that that thing here. So that. Now. And we'll also name this something slightly different. We will go to rhythm 2 delay. So that way we know the difference. So we got clean, rhythm with the fat boots on, rhythm 2 with the Nashville drive boosting into the fat tone, and lead. So both really good high, lead type tones, but the British 800 just kind of kicks it up a little notch there. Up a little notch. Okay. right, check the comments again. Okay. Terrell Jackson. Do you know where you can read upon the MIDI features? I haven't been able to find anything. I'm hoping to use it to sync Ableton TMP looper control, start and save and start. All right, so the MIDI stuff. Let's go over to a let's go to my Princeton here. Okay, so under foot switch assign, we can go here. We can go MIDI CC value. We have all the different channels, 1 through 16. But let's see what happens here. We have on and off. I feel like there was already a good, someone made a video recently about all that. We do have amp control. The switch is latching. Switchlink. Type amp control. I'm not sure, Terrell. You would think there should be a manual for the Toemaster Pro on their website, on the Fender website. But yeah. I'll have to get into that later. I don't really have. I have the Blue Guitar Amp 1, which can be controlled via MIDI. So more than likely, I will figure the MIDI side out, and then I'll use that amp as my guinea pig to show you how you can change the gain, the amp channels, all the stuff that you can do on the Blue Guitar Amp 1 via MIDI. I'll use the Toemaster Pro to do that with. It shouldn't be too hard, but I'll just have to read up on it. Okay. Hey, Dave from Wales, UK. Good morning to you. You're up bright and early over there, aren't you? Aaron is asking, do I think the Helix is obsolete? No, I do not think the Helix is obsolete. But it was a tongue-in-cheek way of kind of jabbing at all those YouTubers out there that literally every year is like, is the Helix obsolete in 2023? Is the Helix obsolete in 2024, 2025, 2026? It's like, I mean, yeah, the year has changed and there's all these other things on the market that can compete with it. But if the original hardware and software are still good and you can make music with it, then who cares what you use? If you want to use a 20-year-old Boss product for your live gigs, there's literally nothing stopping you. And the fact that there's other things out there that is quote unquote better or, you know, more updated on the firmware and their hardware stuff, I mean, that's perfectly fine. I mean, new things are going to be out every single year. That's why the car industry, like, they're always trying to sell used cars or use their old stock on the lot so they can make room for the new cars coming in for the next year. And then the next year. And then, oh, but wait, we're going to have heated seats. Oh, but wait, you're going to be able to have Bluetooth now in your car. You know, these are all things that they've been adding to cars over the last 10, 20 years. And just because you have all the bells and whistles in the 2024 edition of your Honda Civic doesn't mean that the Civic that was released 20 years ago is still a bad car. It's got wheels, it has a steering wheel, you put gas in it, and you go from A to B. I mean, I can't think of any better analogy, really. Cars, guitars, Is a Gibson Les Paul relevant in 2024? Sure. It's a piece of wood with strings on it. I mean, if you can make music with it, it's all relevant. You can use whatever you want. It all works. There's always going to be something better or newer out there on the market, but if you can make music, you can do it with anything. So, yeah, that was my way of saying, come on, YouTubers, quit just coming up with stupid clickbait titles so people can watch your 20-minute video on what you really think about that unit and how it's relevant in 2024 or whatever. So, that's beautiful. All right, sorry. I saw the. No, I didn't. It wasn't me. It was everybody else. Um, but there we go. Since you said that you can get the sounds you like out of most units and ease of use is becoming a factor, would something like the Line 6 Callus be more alluring or now? The Callus amp. Sure. I'm pretty sure the Callus you can add a foot switch to that amp, I think. As long as you have a way to have, let's say the Callus has a foot switch with 4 switches on it. As long as you can have a clean, a rhythm, a lead, and then like your oddball, whatever sound you want. Maybe it's a tremolo sound, maybe it's a flanger type sound. I don't know. I mean, whatever you want. If you're going to use just a single amp like the Boss Katana, Line 6 Callus, anything like that, any kind of multi-effect kind of amp, I think if you can add a foot switch to it that makes the functionality that much approachable for live use, then, I mean, definitely in the studio, you can do whatever you want. As long as you can make presets with it and then remember, like this is my clean, my rhythm, my lead, and you can harness those tones for the next time you want to record. Great. The Katana or the Callus would be a great amp option just for show to a jam session. You got your clean rhythm, your lead, maybe a little tremolo sound in there. I mean, I don't know, whatever you want, right? There's just not that many sounds you really need for like basic jamming with friends or a blues jam or going to do a country gig where you want a clean sound, maybe a clean with a little bit of slapback, and then a way to turn on a tube screamer or something for a solo. Then after that, just let the fingers do the talking. There's a lot of guys commenting recently, which I think is spot on, and I'm continually fighting this battle between, I like making videos on gear, so therefore I buy gear, but also I need to spend more time playing and actually practicing other concepts instead of just playing the same 5 licks over and over and over. So recently, I've had this for a long time, but I didn't know where to find it on my hard drive, so I just found it online and re-downloaded it. But it's an old Pat Martino linear expressions PDF that essentially says, here's, go to my clean sound here. Here's a G minor 7 chord. This is also a G minor 7 chord. Right? And then this is also a G minor 7 chord. Like this one. Then this is also a G minor 7 chord. Right? Stuff like that. And then once you get the chord structure down, then you start playing the scales according to those 4 chords. And then he teaches you like some predetermined little linear lines that you can memorize and get your way around the fretboard. And so I'm working on that kind of stuff at the moment, especially starting this week. So we'll see where I'm at by the end of the month of February 2024. For all those people that are watching this video in like 5 years from now, I don't know who you are, but you could be somebody out there. And I feel like once you play better, all the basic tones that you are creating on these modeling units, or just playing through a Fender or just a regular tube amp, I mean, it doesn't matter. But the better you sound, the better you play, the better you're going to sound overall, because the note choices are going to be better. The feel is going to be better. The way you bend the notes and stuff is going to just be better overall. That's why John Nathan Cordy, his videos are great, but the guy can literally use any modeler he wants, and he's still going to sound the same. I think he sounds the same in every video. I'm sorry, John, but you do. Because one, your playing is amazing. So therefore, whether you're playing through a Helix, through a HX Stomp, through a Fractal unit, through he's tried out the Tonemaster Pro and he sold it. But like, he literally sounds good no matter what he's playing through, because he sounds good. His hands are moving in a way that makes him sound good. And at that point, the device kind of melts away. And as long as you got a good clean sound, a good rhythm, a lead, and like an ambient patch for my personal taste or whatever else you want, then that unit has done its job, because it's now just amplifying all the work that you've put in yourself just by practicing your instrument. So there you go. I don't know what I got on that for, but yes, Aaron. Let's start buying gear and play guitar instead. Because my credit cards are getting bloated and they can't handle it no more. So, see, there's another thing. None of you out there in YouTube internet land asked me to go spend money on gear I really don't need. Nobody asked me to do that. I'm just my own idiot. I'm like, okay, well, I want to try this stuff out, so let me put out my own dime. I'm not being sponsored by Fender or Fractal or any other company. I don't work for G66. I don't technically work for Sweetwater, but I am a Sweetwater affiliate. So that is one way to help support the channel and my purchasing endeavors. If you go buy a pack of strings or a new guitar or a new Line 6 Catalyst, and you do it through Amazon or Sweetwater, I get a small kickback from that. And that goes to help pay off my credit card bill. So there you go. Always spend responsibly if you can. Don't be like me. But yeah, this is the Kiesel A2, Aaron. It has a walnut purple heart neck, 3-piece neck. Really, really pretty. And this guitar sounds great. I love it. Back to my ambient sound. All right, now if I hold to the looper, you can now change the position. So hold position. So now it says looper position is in pre. And now I can do it in post. So what you can do in pre mode is you can essentially say, my guitar signal is coming in at the front of the signal chain. And any changes you make after the fact, it's just a great way to audition, pedals and amps and whatever, just by looping one common thing. So I don't have a This is not on the floor to where I can easily get to it, but let me see if I can do a little. Yeah, I did it. Okay. Right? So just by changing the sound, I still keep the same loop going. So. And you can also use this to adjust volumes. So maybe I want to bring down that amp level a little bit. Something like that. Okay, go back to looper and hit stop. So yeah, it's a great addition right there. This is not a mind-blowing update, but it doesn't have to be. You don't have to have 20 extra amps and all these different pedals. I mean, just look at the pedal options we have, honestly. You have 2 Fender distortions, you have a Rodent, you got a big muff, you got different fuzz options in there, octave fuzz. Now, this selection alone should be enough for anybody. You got a tube overdrive, like the 4-knob tube overdrive, the DS1, the ODR1 from the Nashville Overdrive, Mythic Drive, which is a Klon, Greenbox, which is a Tube Screamer, Enchanter, which is a Timmy, the Royal Tone, which is the Prince of Tone, Bluesmaker, which is your Marshall Blues Breaker sound, a range boost, and then just a regular boost. If you can't get by with just those dirt options, then you're not playing enough. You are not practicing enough. You're too worried about, oh, I have to have this pedal, I have to have this amp. No, you don't. You really don't. Just go play. Do some woodshedding a little bit. I'm going to upload this to, let's actually save this as a different name. Link preset. Now I'm going to take a vow right now. This may be dangerous to do, but I'm going to do it anyway. Link preset. I'm going to use just this preset for the next month. That's all.